It's Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Happy debate day or something. Kamala Harris wants meatball surgeries for illegal aliens, and the world loses one of its most recognizable voices, at least the English-speaking world. Next on the AM Update. This first story comes to you from Fox News. No, CNN. CNN published this story yesterday. This is from Andrew Kaczynski. As Kamala Harris pivots to the political center, that's not happening, in her campaign for president, a 2019 questionnaire from a leading civil rights organization spotlights her past support for left-wing causes such as taxpayer-funded meatball surgery and chemical castration for illegal aliens and federal prisoners. In an American Civil Liberties Union questionnaire that then-Senator Harris filled out as a candidate for president in 2020. She also expressed support for decriminalizing federal drug possession for personal use and for sweeping reductions to immigration and customs enforcement operation, including drastic cuts to ICE funding and an open-ended pledge to end immigration detention. The questionnaire has received scant media attention, and a spokeswoman for the ACLU claimed it remained live from 2019. But the ACLU's website uploaded a page and source indicating the questionnaire was reposted last month after Harris became the presumptive Democratic nominee. According to CNN, they were unable to find questionnaires filled out by other candidates from the 2020 campaign that the ACLU had reposted. So again, this is a report coming from CNN reminding us that then candidate for president Kamala Harris back in 2020 told the ACLU she wanted to give meatball surgeries and chemical castration in the name of gender to illegal aliens as well as federal prisoners. These comments are also resurfacing. This is Kamala Harris speaking to the cast of The View back in 2021, bragging about what her and Joe Biden have done for Haitians and bringing them into the country.
That is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection.
She also made these comments back then as well in 2021.
Listen, the whole point is that we have to understand Haiti. I mean, talk about a country that has just experienced so much tragedy that has been about natural disasters, that the head of state assassinated. And we really have to do a lot more to recognize that as a member of the Western Hemisphere, we've got to support some very basic needs that the people of Haiti have to get back up.
So that is Kamala Harris. Those comments both to The View and speaking to press back in 2021, where she's bragging about what she and the Biden administration are doing for Haitians. It's amidst that backdrop we're learning more and more about the small town of Springfield, Ohio. You heard yesterday from one elderly woman who decried the number of Haitians in their community. 20,000 extra people, all Haitians, thanks to the Biden-Harris administration. That was an elderly lady. Now we hear this more recently from a young black man who went to the city council and had a few of the same complaints.
I think it's kind of odd that a guy like me has to come out from doing what I do on a daily basis to have fun, because I see what's going on in these streets, and I see you guys just sitting up there in them comfy chairs and suits, and I'm getting out here every day and I'm broadcasting this, and you guys are just sitting up there in suits or something. I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into... they flipping cars in the middle of the street. Wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. I think it's crazy, bro. We got to do something, bro. It's kids out here getting hurt. Only reason I even went on here and said something about it is because somebody told me they walking from the school and a Haitian almost ran into them.
In recent days, we've also been reminded about another story that broke out of Springfield last August. A Haitian immigrant driving without a valid driver's license hit a school bus in Springfield, Ohio, injuring dozens of students and killing one 11-year-old Aiden Clark. Back at that time, that was one of the first moments the city's residents vocalized their displeasure with the new neighbors in their city to their city council. But incredibly, the 11-year-old Clark's family described the outrage of their son's death at the hands of a Haitian without a valid driver's license They described that outrage as, quote, hateful. The current Biden-Harris Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was in Texas yesterday, where he talked to the Texas Tribune about the issue of deportation.
And by the way, forgive me, I was speaking of operational reality. I was talking about practicality. I was not talking about policy. I didn't address the fundamental issue of whether that is good policy.
Do you want to say whether or not it's good policy?
It is not good policy.
So amidst the backdrop of goose-killing Haitians overrunning a small town in Ohio, Alejandro Mayorkas, he is the Biden-Harris Department of Homeland Security Secretary. He says that deportation is, quote, not good policy. Good luck with that. In completely unrelated news, this is from Fox 45 in Baltimore, courtesy of journalist Chris Pabst, who does some amazing work out in Baltimore. A grieving mother has a powerful warning for Maryland parents after her daughter was murdered and the suspected killer was allowed to attend a public school. Victim's mother, Tammy Nobles, told Project Baltimore of Fox 45, quote, when I start from the very beginning and get to the very end, they're like, wow, that's a really crazy story. And I say, it is a crazy story, but it's a true story. It's the worst pain a parent can ever get. Noble's daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was killed on July 27th of 2022. For more than 2 years, her death made headlines. Hamilton was killed by a 16-year-old MS-13 gang member from El Salvador who was in the United States of America illegally. Nobles explained what happened to Chris Pabst of Fox 45.
She was sleeping in her bed. He broke into her room and strangled her after she died and just left her on the floor like trash.
When you heard that Martinez was in a public high school in Maryland, what did you think, knowing that he was the main suspect in your daughter's murder?
I was really upset. You're sitting there putting this monster into high school. You're putting children at risk. Somebody needs to be held accountable.
That is absolutely unbelievable. An MS-13 gang member who brutally murdered a young woman was allowed to attend public school in Maryland because Maryland law says that officials don't have to inform schools that their students, prospective students, may be under criminal investigation. It took 6 months for a DNA sample from this MS-13 murderer to actually come through, which is why he was allowed to attend public school with 1,400 other students. Just absolute insanity, and it is a direct result, again, of the Biden-Harris border debacle. One quick note politically, the Michigan Supreme Court ruled Monday that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will remain on the battleground state's presidential ballot in November. That's reversing a ruling from a lower court late last week that had agreed to remove him. High Court's majority wrote in its order that Kennedy, who ended his independent White House bid last month and endorsed former President Donald Trump, did not point to a specific source of law that called on the state to take him off the ballot. As a third-party presidential candidate, Kennedy fought to secure ballot access in the key swing state, but sought to remove himself after dropping out in hopes of avoiding playing a spoiler role in the race between Trump and Kamala. So again, North Carolina made a similar decision last week, at least at the appeals court level, that said that RFK Jr. must be taken off the ballot. And we'll see if that still stands up as well. You can't think of James Earl Jones without hearing his voice.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Wow. A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
That booming basso profundo conveying instant dignity or menace was Jones's signature instrument. It brought power to all of his stage and movie roles, most indelibly as Darth Vader in Star Wars and Mufasa you hear there from The Lion King. That remarkable voice is just one of many things the world will miss about the beloved actor who died Monday, according to his agent. He was 93 years old. Jones was surrounded by his family when he died. No cause of death was shared.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Jones had a distinguished career that spanned some 60 years and took him from a small-town theater in northern Michigan to the highest reaches of Hollywood, where he appeared in dozens of movies and TV series.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America is rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball doesn't mark the time.
James Earl Jones, dead at the age of 93. He lived a long life, that's for sure, and he will, of course, his voice will definitely be missed. One of the most recognizable, instantly recognizable voices in the English-speaking world. That'll do it for a Tuesday. Back tomorrow morning with a debate recap. That'll be interesting to say the least. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm Aaron McIntyre, and this is the AM Update. Say, God, have mercy on our souls.
God, have mercy on the souls.
Good job.